Welcome to Accessible for All, a final project presentation of a module for educating about the process of recognizing and correcting accessibility errors. This class had its origins in a real-world need. Web and Digital Marketing is the team within the Division of Marketing and Communication at Samford University, tasked with designing, implementing, and maintaining web and digital marketing solutions for the university, including web design, maintenance and quality control through the Cascade Server content management system, web development projects, and digital analytics. The goal of the web services team is to produce beautiful web pages that are accessible to all visitors. This accessibility includes a variety of browsers, devices, and visitor abilities. Our team last year completed a massive project to correct HTML and accessibility errors throughout the Samford website, a site containing over 20,000 pages. But the site is not static, so we must continue to be vigilant about these errors, which is where this training module comes in. After the web services team, the MACs do the majority of basic content editing within schools. Anyone requesting permission to edit with the content management system must complete an hour-and-a-half training course. All of the MACs have completed this training, but they are tasked with so many requests and demands on their time that remembering the correct methods may be overlooked. But because of the importance of an error-free website, all editors must be aware of the methods for maintaining this standard. And the big picture reason for maintaining this standard is shown on this slide. When creating content, campus editors introduce accessibility errors, either because of ignorance or negligence. Some of the most common errors are listed here. Besides being made aware of why accessibility is important, the editors should learn how to determine if a page contains errors and how to contain the errors when they do occur. The target audience consists of 8 people with varying titles and reporting structures, but who are collectively referred to as MACs, Marketing and Communications Liaisons, and the analysis of the audience is shown here. Their workload consists of writing news stories on school functions, posting stories on the web using the content management system, liaising between school and creative services team of marketing and communication for print projects, marketing their school events, meeting with web and digital marketing on web analytics for their school pages, reporting to the school dean and other school faculty, and other duties as assigned. They already know the basics of logging into the content management system, finding the way to their specific content, and editing that content. This learning module, entitled Accessible for All, is divided into 3 sections, each based on a learning objective. The first section is about the importance of maintaining an accessible website and consists of a Beyond video briefly explaining the concepts involved. The learning in this section is evaluated at the end by means of the composition of a draft email to a dean explaining why these accessibility steps are important. The second section introduces the MAC to Total Validator Basic, a tool for determining if content contains errors. This objective is evaluated at the end by the learner downloading the tool and taking a screenshot to verify this. The third section shows the learner how to correct 2 common types of errors in a step-by-step simulation. This objective is evaluated by providing a URL with content needing correction and asking the MAC how she would correct that error. The learners in this course need to be able to read and write, possess basic computer and internet navigational skills, and know how to edit content in the Cascade Server Content Management System, or CMS. They will need access to an internet-ready desktop or laptop computer with a dependable internet connection. The course will be conducted in an online environment. All learners will already have access to a desktop or laptop computer in their offices, as well as logon permission for the CMS. Learners taking the course off-site will be required to provide their own desktop or laptop computer and internet access. All learners will be encouraged to complete the course during the same week to help create a sense of camaraderie and shared experience, despite the asynchronous nature of this course. This slide shows instructional materials that will be included in the implementation, such as a job aid listing steps for correcting accessibility errors with Total Validator Basic, a reminder sticker that says Accessible for All, and a list of web accessibility resources in case they want to investigate the subject further, as well as a list of the assignments to remind them what they need to complete before they can receive their certificate.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights of this presentation. We have a Beyond video which does the job of telling the students what the point of it all is, why accessibility is important, and it does it in a fairly quick way. After the video ends, we then have a word search as a way to reinforce what the students have learned. And then we continue on to the section on how to determine if your content is accessible. This is done by means of a pedagogical agent who gives the instructions. And I made this choice because I read some research that indicates that pedagogical agents really increase the retention by the students. So what this is doing is going through and explaining what the program is and what its results look like. The aim is to give the learner an understanding of what the messages mean, but without getting too technical in a way that leaves them confused. So throughout, we do simulations of how to do these items. In this case, we are showing them how to download the program, and then we learn how to correct the errors. In this third section, we get into the specifics of how they can actually correct the errors that appear, and this is again done through the simulation where they can actually click and have the effect of those changes being made. We end with a reiteration of the learning objectives and then show them what their knowledge check questions will look like that they need to complete. At the end of the week during which they should have completed the training, we would meet face-to-face, answer any remaining questions, and give out stickers and certificates. We will emphasize contacting the facilitator with questions or problems in the future. Thank you very much for your time in listening to this presentation.